Okay, welcome. We're going to look at SAM today and a few options that are available with SAM, and that includes working with the ebook. One of the things you want to make sure you've done to start with is to get SAM set up, and you will need the institution key. And the institution key is located over in Blackboard under More Content. Um, and you will also have a code that's with the paperwork that for SAM. When you get logged in, you want to make sure you are set up in the correct section for this course in SAM. And if you have any trouble with that, be sure to email me. So the section is going to be 2017 underscore CIS 110 1D3, and that's for spring 2017. Okay, and this is the default view you're going to see when you first log into SAM. So let's talk about the ebook to start with, because several people have reported they had trouble with this. You want to select the activity list tab, and then you're going to deselect some items which will help you find the books a little bit better. So you're going to deselect everything except readings and always available. So they're going to remain to be checked, and you're going to see the two books that are composite of the book we will use for this course. And if you have the hard copy, you'll see that it's a composite book as well. We will not use everything in both books, but we will use pretty much everything. So we've worked with one thing in the Office, the New Perspectives, Microsoft Office 365, and Office 216 Introductory, and that which is the Computer Essentials. But we've been working for the most part with Windows 10 and New Perspective Microsoft Windows 10 Comprehensive. So one thing you want to make sure you do is you're using Firefox versus Internet Explorer, because this will not open up correctly if you do not use the correct browser. You're going to have, it's going to either be a blank screen or it will not work correctly. And you're going to see the modules that are available, and this is actually the book. If you just bought the hard copy book, you would see that it's going to look like this, New Perspectives Microsoft Windows 10 Comprehensive. And you can see the modules that are available for the ebook. And this is actually your ebook. And you can access what you need by using these links that are in the contents. And this is going to be the home view. So we're going to select some items we've pretty much covered through module 5 now, and let's take a look at some things that people have asked questions about, such as finding the questions they need for a particular assignment. So if you select the link to module 1, it's going to come up and you're going to see the chapter contents, and you'll be able to use these links. All of these are links that take you to parts of that particular module. And you'll see, for example, you've got review sessions 1.1 quick check questions, and you also have the review session 1.2 quick check. And so these will be the second set of questions, and this is what it looks like in there. You can just take and read through it and answer the questions, or you can select and copy and paste it into Word. You can copy with Control C in Windows and Control V to paste. You can or you can just number 1 through 8 and answer the questions. I'm perfectly okay with you just numbering the 1 through 8 and just providing the answers. Just make sure you do number them so I can tell which answer applies to which question. Okay, to get back to the beginning of the book, you're going to use that little home tab at the top. And you can then move back around. So here's your home tab. Then you can move back around. Okay, you
Chapter
can also
Introduction,
use
Case
some of the
Miami
options that are
Trolleys. After
available with
moving
the
to
ebook,
Miami,
such as
Florida,
reading.
after college,
And
Diego and
in that,
Anita Marino started Miami
you'll see that
Trolleys,
there's a
a
little
sightseeing
reading
company that
speaker.
provides guided tours of Miami on the hop-on, hop-off trolley.
Okay, so you can see you can turn that off and on by using the speaker. So that's one of the options that are available with the ebook. It's a very helpful tool if you want to have it on while you read through the book, just to help reinforce some ideas. And also you can have it on while you're maybe taking notes or while you're working on something else. So you can have it read to you. You can also use your notes, keep up with what's in the book. You can highlight items that are in there, and so it will keep up with it in your notebook. So you can select text and highlight it. And then you come over to highlights and you'll see the text you've highlighted. So it's the key points you've pulled out from the ebook and your notes that you want to make sure you have to go back over, which will just be the main points that you want to remember. Okay, so I'm going to close out the ebook and go back to look at a few more things as we go through. You can read through, look at the things that are in there that are like figures. You can also use the search option to look for example, if you want to look for Windows 10, as for example, and there are going to be a number of things in there that we're going to look for as far as Windows 10. So let's see what we end up with. Okay, so there you find the keyword, and it tells you, for example, which page it's located in. It gives you that paragraph in the sentence that you find the word and that keyword. And so it's a good way to look up some keywords that you want to find within the ebook. So that could be a helpful tool. All right, and you notice how I'm closing that out. All right, so we use the chapter contents to go back to the beginning, and they use a little home icon up at the top to take you back to the beginning of the book. And all of these things are links that take you to specific places, which is the fastest way to move around in the ebook versus trying to go page after page with the arrow key. Now you can use that, but it does work a little bit faster this way. So here's another set of questions people ask, like where is this located? So this is chapter review questions. So it's basically using that link and going directly to it, and you can take and get the answers to the questions, and you see these are numbered. And again, if you want to make sure that you get the data files that go with the books, and you can do that at Cengage. And you can go and register the book with your user, the Gmail account for HCC. So make sure you use that when you set up your Cengage account. And you'll want to register the book using the ISBN number for that book. If you have any questions about that, that information should be out on out on Blackboard for you to get that information for those ISBN numbers. and you can register the book and get the data files along with other things that apply to
Click
the
the Start
book.
button on the taskbar
Okay,
to
so this
display
is
the
another
Start
tool
menu.
that's in
In the left pane of the Start
SAM,
menu,
which is
click
trainings,
Power. You can
which are
choose to
really
put the
helpful.
computer to sleep, shut down the computer, or
And some of those
restart
are intro,
Windows.
observe,
On the
practice,
Power
and
menu,
apply.
click Shut Down. Windows shuts down and turns off the power to your computer.
Okay, so that's just a little bit about what you see in that training. And these trainings can be really helpful in going over key points. And the best thing about them is that you can use things that you need to use in there. So you do not have to get all of the trainings, but there's a task list you can go through. And so, for example, if you don't need to study Shutdown for Windows, you can pick something else that you might want to work with and go through that training. There are lots of things you can take and go through, or you could look at all of them. So let's take and look around just a little bit more and figure out what we want to maybe try. So let's go down and check out working with the recycle bin. So this is the introductory part, which goes through basically explaining the steps that you would need to review and some keywords that you would need to know about the recycle bin. The observe will take you through and show you what to find in the training, and takes you through and explains the steps. There's a narrator that talks you through what's going on. And then you'll have a practice where you'll be allowed to perform steps, and it will ask you to perform the steps just to try it out. And then there will be an apply part of the training that you can go through the same steps, but in this case you will be expected to perform all of the steps, and it'll be just a way for you to test what you've already learned. Okay, so we're going to just suggest training is like a really good tool that you can take advantage of in SAM and learn a few of the tasks that are available there. So let's close that out and look at projects. Projects are like assignments. So I'm going to turn that on so we can see what's in there as far as projects. And we'll take a look at a project in there and find something like create and edit Word, which might be a good thing just to take a quick look at. And in create and edit Word, it takes a second for it to open up. Okay, when this module opens up for project, you're going to see that we have a instructions file, and so you want to download that, and you're also going to have a starter file. You want to download that, and the instructions are going to have step-by-step things that you need to follow with this data file that you start with. So this then when you finish completing all the steps, you're going to browse and find this file you've saved, and you're going to upload it, and then Sam will check that for you and give you feedback. This will happen in this case up to 3 times. You can try it out and make the corrections and resubmit it and upload it up to 3 times to get feedback. So it's a great tool. So I want to thank you for checking out this video and learning a little bit more about SAM, and try it out and see what you think about SAM. and give me some ask me some questions via email if you do not understand.